welcome back to my channel. It's Janice and I'm the Beauty Business Boss. And here on my channel, I like to help beauty industry entrepreneurs and professionals to open up their own businesses and also learn how to successfully operate and run that business, because we want to be successful, we want to be profitable and all of that. And running a business is hard work. So here, my goal is to help you guys with that and give you some tips and advice on how to successfully run your business. So today we are going to be talking about funding your business. So in order to have a business, especially if you already have or want to have a storefront, like spa or salon, it's going to take some money. And it takes quite a bit of money sometimes, depending on, what you're doing when you get started. But definitely there's options out there to have you fund it. So if you are newer to the industry and you're kind of thinking about it and you want to get all of the information you can without just kind of jumping out there, and you need to know what you need to do to get started, then definitely this video is going to be for you. So if you are interested in that, make sure also before you do anything, you like this video, you subscribe, put comments down below, do all of that so I can keep putting out videos, and also so I can know what other kind of things that you want to see so I can keep doing this. But if you are interested in learning how to fund your business or what some different options are, then definitely keep on watching. So funding your business. Now, this is one of the things that kind of scares a lot of people, like thinking about finances and having money and coming up with a certain amount of money to start. It can get overwhelming and it can get kind of scary at times. So this is for you if you don't know where to start, you don't know how much you need to start, you don't know where to look for help and all those different things. I'm here to give you that information. So the main thing that I would recommend, especially now, so right now we're going through a pandemic and a lot of beauty businesses are struggling right now. I'm going to be completely 100% honest with you. It's hard. It's really hard with us being shut down temporarily or partially shut down, not being able to do services that require a mask removal. So you really have to get creative and really think before you decide to open this type of business. So when I initially became a business coach and decided to do this, it was before kind of the pandemic. And I had thought about the idea before the pandemic. And my goal was to really help anyone in the beauty industry that wanted to jump out there and open their own business. And I still have that goal. I still want to encourage business owners. I want us all to have our own businesses. But things have changed, so we have to go about it in different ways. So you really want to take a step back and think about, is this the time for you, and is this something that you really want to do? Because it's more than just waking up, deciding to open a business, go put down a deposit and just doing it and thinking that people are going to come in. It doesn't work that way. So finances and being aware of your finances is really huge, especially right now. So my goal is still to help you guys and help bring up other business owners, but just the way that we do it compared to, pre-pandemic is a little bit different. So the one thing that I would say, if you are planning on getting into this industry and it's related, to money, is to not quit your job. If you have a full-time job now, or even if you're working part-time, keep that income. Because when you open up a business, it's not going to be the case where you're going to have people knocking on your door just because you decide to open. You think your books are going to be full, for 2 months. And that's not necessarily the case. So you want to have that job, or you want to have, in my opinion, at least 6 to 12 months of income for business expenses and your personal expenses. So if you decided just to only jump out, open your business, and that's it, you need to account for your business expenses and your personal expenses. And that's what some people don't think about. So I'm going to kind of touch on a couple of things in this video that you want to think about when you are considering getting into a business. So the first thing is to create expense projections. So this industry can get expensive, and there's a lot of things that might come up that you might not necessarily think about. So you want to really don't skimp on this part. Really sit down and think about what you're going to need to get your business started. So you're going to have to research a place. You're going to have to, pay rent somewhere, whether it's an office space, whether it's in a a retail space or whatever it is inside another spa or salon, like you're going to be renting, whatever it is, you're going to have to account for that, because regardless of whether you're making money or not, you are going to owe that person money. So you really want to make sure that you know and are aware of how much you're going to have to spend every month and put that into your budget. You also want to think about utilities. You want to think about all of the services that you're offering, the equipment that you have to buy, the products that you have to buy. If you're selling retail, which I always recommend to get that extra income, the retail that you have to buy. You also, everything you want to think about, everything down to decorations, whatever it is, like sit down and really think about every single service that you plan on offering and really add up each expense. It just has to be just an estimate, but I would go here and really research. So if you need like a facial bed, look up some different facial beds, like see what you like, see how much it costs, so you can really get a really, really accurate picture of how much you have to spend and create those projections. So for your business, this is what you're going to need. Add that up for at least 6 months. That's how much you need to have at least on the business side. Your personal expenses, do your own personal budget. How much is your rent or mortgage? How much is your car payment? How much are your utilities? How much are your groceries? Everything that you need to account for on your personal side, add that up for at least 6 months. Throw it in there. That's how much money that you're going to need. And really don't skimp on this, because you never know what can happen. So the best thing is to plan and be as prepared as possible so you're not caught off guard. The second thing you want to do is start setting money aside. So if you know this is a goal that you have, something that you've always wanted to do, start putting money aside. Some things that you can think about, like, this is different for everyone, but if you have a current job, save a certain amount of money, whether it's $10, $20, whatever you're able to save, put that aside. And if this is something that you're really invested in and really serious about, cut out some of your other unnecessary spending. Like, go through your bank account, see what you spending your money on. You spent $20 at Burger King the other day. Like, you can cut that out. Stay home and cook. Like, look at what you can cut out that are unnecessary expenses that can actually go towards your dream. If you have this is personal preference, but if you have a 401k, if you already have savings or things like that, and you want to use those for your business, that's something that you can think about. There's organizations out there like the Small Business Association, or places that give grants and loans for small businesses. Definitely check out those organizations to see what they can do to help you with your business. There's a lot of different options out there, but like I said, you just want to be as prepared as possible and make sure that you have the money to kind of keep you going and to get your business started. So next I want to talk about loans. So loans are kind of, there's pros and cons to loans, and they're not like a really popular option with people, but they are an option. So just information about me, like I worked in banking for like almost the past 10 years. I've just got out of banking like a couple months ago. So I was a business banker. So I'm very familiar with loans and how they work and different options for business owners. So there are pros and cons to loans. I personally would recommend loans, but you have to be very responsible and you have to understand how loans work. So loans are a sum of money that you get up front that you have to pay back plus interest. So if you get a $10,000 loan, that institution is going to give you that $10,000. So you have that money right away, but with the promise that you'll pay it back plus interest. So let's say if your interest rate is 10%, you know that you're going to have to pay an additional 10% in interest on top of that $10,000 that you give them back. And that's another thing, just like all of your other expenses, that money has to be paid back every month. They're going to expect their money whether you're making money in your business or not. So just keep in mind that, you have that obligation that you have to pay back. So there's different places or different options for getting loans. You can go to a financial institution, a bank or credit union. I worked at both, a bank and a credit union. I would not recommend those as your first option. I'm just going to be really honest with you. As for a small business, especially not a larger bank, they are not small business friendly, especially the bank that I worked at. Just going to be honest with you. There are other options. If you had to do either, I would check a credit union first. Credit unions are more localized, smaller organizations that are more member focused. So they are more willing to help you as a business owner. and be kind of more welcoming and more willing to help. Some other options are some local organizations in your area. There's tons of organizations out there that are made for business owners and to help business owners. So Google your area and say, like, small business organizations or loans for small business or something like that, to see what options that they have. So they're non-traditional lenders that are still there to help you. The only thing with those is that they're willing to help you and they are more open to entrepreneurs, but the process is going to take longer, and they want a lot more information than a bank or credit union will want. So you have to really be on top of your game as far as, the financial statements that they need, getting all of your information. You might have to keep going back and forth to gather the information that they need. But in the end, their job is to help business owners and to make sure that you have the money and everything that you need to be successful. They want to see you succeed, because when you're successful, then they grow as well. So definitely I would check those out first as a point of contact. Then maybe look at a credit union and see what a credit union can do for you. But there's pros and cons. Like I said, the pros, you get the money up front. You have the money that you need to operate your business. The downside, you still have to pay the money back. You got to pay that interest back. The amount of time spent getting the documentation and everything, you have to go back and forth. It's really it's really time consuming. But if you're serious about it and you have the restraint to not take out like a $50,000 loan, you need like $5,000, then it can be very beneficial. So that's why I recommend starting with figuring out your costs first. Like, figure out exactly what you need, maybe get a little bit extra to help carry you, and then going to those organizations and seeing what they can do for you. But definitely opening a storefront business at this point it's work, and it's a little bit of a risk. I'll be honest with you. One tip that I can give you is to have an online presence. I would say even do that first before you open your doors. Have a different stream of income, because I feel like, in my opinion, the days of us only being strictly service-based are gone. They're out the window. We cannot rely on services the way that we've done in the past. And I'm speaking for experience in my business too, because not being able to do facials or services that require mask removal has hit my business hard. So I do have other sources of income, like from my product line and whatever else I could think of. I'm in the process of thinking of something now. So we have to really be creative and think of different ways to create income. So definitely have that presence, have, those retail sales, have those products and different things that you can sell, which I did put up a video, should be going up before this one, on private labeling to get your own product line started. So I'll link that here, but definitely make sure you check that out so you can have that going and before you're getting your storefront business set up. Because like I said, we don't want to see businesses closing. We don't want to see businesses suffering. So definitely want to make sure everyone is successful and everyone has a chance to make money. But I do hope this was helpful for you. I hope you got some really good information on finances. Also, I did create a webinar on this. It is a completely free webinar, but on some of the basics of finances, because finances can be overwhelming for people, and they can be a little bit difficult and hard to understand if you don't have that financial background. So I will put my webinar in the link below. Check it out. Like I said, it's completely free, but it's like the basics for someone who doesn't really understand finances or doesn't know like what they need to do to get their business started. So that link will be in the description. Make sure you check it out. Also, again, make sure you like this video, you share it, you subscribe, you comment, you do all of that stuff. And if you have any suggestions or questions or anything like that, please let me know so I can get some more videos out for you guys. But I will upload another video for you guys on every Friday. Try to get this out every Friday. But yes, so if you have any questions or anything for it, please let me know, because I want to talk to you guys and I want to hear from you guys. And